Welcome to this video, Rasmus from publishinglife.com, and in this video I want to show you how you can increase book sales for any of your books in less than 24 hours, and that's no BS whatsoever. You'll see once I explain. Now, the reason that this video idea came up is because one of the most common questions that we get asked in our weekly Q&A calls from our students is, question, comment. It's basically, hey, I published my book. It's selling okay, not as much as I'd like. How can I increase the sales of my book? Should I spend more time to change it and get it rewritten, or should I just move on to the next book? Most of the time, my answer is to take that book as a learning experience, which your first books will always be. You're never gonna be an expert and get everything right the first time. So take it as a learning experience and move on to the next one. That's usually what I say. Now, when someone does ask, what can I do to improve book sales for a book that's already been published? There are 3 things that I recommend that are worth doing because you can do them very quickly in a short period of time, in less than 24 hours. Now, the 3 ways that I'm about to tell you can be applied to basically any book that's been published, but it's not going to take a fundamentally bad book and make it into a bestseller or even a good seller. So look at your book, see, is it flawed from the foundation? Meaning, is it about a topic that people don't really care about and it is not a profitable publishing niche? And is the content itself not good? Because if it's not good, then over time, you will not be able to avoid getting bad reviews on that book. So if that's the case, once your book has bad reviews, then it's very hard to increase your sales, improve your sales. And it makes sense because people shouldn't be buying bad books, and that's basically why reviews are there. Anyway, let's get into the 3 ways that you can increase your book sales in the next 24 hours. So the first one is changing the title of your book. I firmly believe that the title of your book is the #1 most influential factor with regards to how much your book is going to sell. I see many people creating not very good book titles. The great thing is that you can change your book title, and you can change it in less than 24 hours. You can change it the same day. Now, this video is not to tell you how to create a good book title. We recently released a video a week or 2 ago. Just search on the channel how to create a book title. But to give a brief recap, the most important part is that you get the keywords that people are actually searching into your book title. This is how people are going to find your book or not find your book. If the terms people are searching are not including your book title, your book's not going to appear when people search for it. If it is, then there's a very good chance that it will. And there are other factors involved as well. And the other part of creating your book title is to use the customer's language, understand what they want out of that book. So this obviously takes some customer research. What goals do they want to achieve from buying a book like yours? That's what we need to talk about in the title. This is simplified. You could go way more in-depth about it, but I'll keep it at that. You can watch the other video about how to title a book, which has a bit more detail to it. Now, if you want to change the book title for your print book or ebook on Amazon, you just go into KDP, you change it, and it's super easy like that. But if you want to change the title for your audiobook, it's if you log into ACX, you don't have that option. So a lot of people think that you can't change your audiobook title, but it's actually not true. If you send an email to ACX support, you can request to change the title. Now, of course, the book cover needs to be changed to match that title. That's kind of common sense, so just remember to that as well. But that actually leads me on to the second way of increasing book sales in less than 24 hours, and that's to change/improve your book cover. Now, to demonstrate this point, I actually want to do a quick screen share. I'm going to show some examples of some book covers on Amazon just to show you what a good book cover looks like and what a bad book cover looks like and the impact it can have on book sales. So the example I'm going to be using is bushcraft. Bushcraft is outdoor camping, survival, campfires, knives, making your own food, stuff like that. So if we do look here on the first page, there is an authority figure in the niche. His name's Dave Canterbury. He has basically all of the best-selling books within bushcraft, and he makes silly amounts of money just from his books. So if we look at his book covers, they have a very similar style to them. If you want to know how much a book sells, you can download a extension called, what the heck is it called? DS Amazon Quick View, and it will show the Amazon BSRs here. And the lower the BSR is, the more that book sells. 13,000 is awesome. 6,000, awesome. This was 389. This book sells hundreds of copies, probably a day, thousands a month. But anyway, let's continue looking at the covers here. Book covers are very subjective. It's hard to say, well, this is a good book cover, this is a bad book cover. But with the examples I'm about to show you, it's very clear what looks professional and what looks homemade. And the book sales of those books will reflect that. Now, this is another one from him, very similar style. German book, I'll skip that. Another good looking book cover, same guy. Let's continue here. Okay, let's take this one for an example. Shelters, Shacks, and Shanties, a guide to building shelters in the wilderness. Okay, well, I would say the title in the first place could be improved. It has 509 reviews, which is a lot. It's also been up for 6 years, so that's why. But this book cover is freaking awful. Let's be honest. This is not, what is this even? And the BSR right now is not showing. I don't know why it's glitching. Right before I started filming the video, it was showing. It was around 500,000. So just to compare these, which are all in the low 10,000s, under 10,000, you have this one at 500,000, even though it's ranking well. So a combination of the title and the book cover, I would say, are the big reasons why that is. They have a lot of reviews. If they could improve that book cover and the title, I can say very confidently that they would conservatively double their sales overnight. I truly believe that. I'm being conservative there. If we continue here, another nice book cover. Oh, and then the BSR is much higher. So this book is selling much more, even though it has a lot less reviews. It's hard to say good, bad, but I do want to show some examples here. If we go down, this one doesn't sell very well, only has one review, and is a not very good book cover if you ask me. Solid, sells well, sells okay. If we go to the second page, there are some examples of book covers. Let's take this one. This is a nice book cover, and once again, I don't know why it's glitching, but when I looked at this beforehand, the BSR was very good. So this book sells well. But if we take this one for an example, well, now this is just annoying because the BSR isn't showing. But if we open up here, we can scroll down and see it. Yeah, so I don't know why it's glitching, but I can tell you that this book does not sell well and this book does not sell well. Let's look at the covers for a second. They look incredibly low quality and unprofessional. The contrast is bad, but the point is that it's basically just an image with text over top. While this is much more impressive, clearly a lot more time was put into it, and it reflects in the book sales. So if I had published these two books, it could be one of our students, won't surprise me, then I would be changing those book covers instantly. Now it looks like these book covers were either created by the publisher themselves for free, because it's an image with text over top. I could easily have created this myself, or maybe it was even from Fiverr from a designer that charges like $5 or $10. Now you can find cheap book cover designers that do actually do a really good job. Maybe not $5 or $10, but like 20 to 30 can definitely give you a solid book cover. Now, the two platforms that I would recommend for book cover design are one, Fiverr, as I just recommended, if you're on a budget. And even if you're not on a budget, I still think it's a good option because they have really good designers. The other one, which is like super high end, where you're gonna like the best service you could possibly use for book cover design is 99 Designs. But you're looking at around $500 for a book cover. But I mean, that's good. That's going to be worth it in the long run almost every time, because if, let's say it increases book sales just by 10% every day, over the course of a year, you are going to make more than $500 because of the better book cover. So keep that in mind. And, I said how to increase book sales in less than 24 hours. If you go on Fiverr, you do an express order, they can do it in less than 24 hours. This is something that goes very quick, and be the judge of your own book cover. If you think it can be improved, look at the other best-selling book covers in your the other best-selling books in your niche. Judge the book cover, put yours side by side with theirs, and say, does this compare? Does this stack up? Is mine at least as good as theirs? Because if you're competing against an authority figure that has lots of reviews, well, you're at a disadvantage there. But it is within your control to have a book cover that better resonates with potential buyers. So people really, I believe, don't give book covers enough respect as to how big of an influence it has on your book sales. Take the same book, change the book cover. It could be a difference between $100 a month and $1,000 a month, $500 a month, whatever. It can make a really, really big difference. So that was step number 2. The third thing that you can do to increase book sales instantly is to improve your book description. Now, this is not a video about how to write book descriptions. I would not consider myself an expert copywriter, by no means at all. But if I were to sit down, I could write a solid book description. But we do have another another video on the YouTube channel about how to write book descriptions, and it's 50 minutes long. It goes very in depth about the details and the structures and like how you should create your book description. And it's not easy. I mean, anyone can do it, but it takes a bit of work and some hours of concentration. Now, if you don't want to create a book description yourself, I just want people to know that my wife actually owns a book description writing service that is available to all of our students, and we haven't really talked about it on YouTube, so just want to let you guys know that it's there if you guys want to use it. Our company is called publishinglife.com. This book description writing service is called Publishing Life Services, and they also do a bunch of other services such as outline writing and formatting and proofreading and editing and things like that. So for random services like that, basically everything that's not ghostwriting and cover design, they're the best place to go. And I really can say with the utmost confidence that you're going to get the best book description you possibly can when you order with them. So I just want to let people know of that opportunity. So there you have it. If you have a book or a few books or a lot of books that are not selling as much as you'd like, or maybe even they are selling well, but you think that they should be selling more, and you can take a look at them and see, well, I can definitely improve the title, I can improve the book cover, I can improve the book description. Do that instantly. And within the next 24 hours, your book sales will increase, guaranteed, okay? Guaranteed. Now, of course, there are more factors that influence your book sales. The one that I'm thinking of right now is number of book reviews, and obviously 5-star book reviews. That might have just as big of an impact as your book title and your cover, but it's not something you can do in less than 24 hours. So that's why I did not talk about it in this video, but we'll make a separate video talking about that. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please be so kind to leave a like. It would really be awesome. Subscribe to the channel. Provide any comments down below of your thoughts, and we'll do our best to answer your questions and help in any way that we can. Any video ideas, just let us know. And that's about it. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys in the next video.